Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Ultimate Dirt TV. Tonight on the program, round number 4 of the Rush Sim Racing Midget Super League, and tonight, these mighty machines, the mighty midgets, travel to the longest dirt track we have on the service, USA International Speedway, 3/4 of a mile in distance. Good evening, race fans. Brett Wheeler joined alongside James Rice for tonight's call. Ricey will go trackside to take a look right now at your Ultimate Dirt TV starting grid for heat race number 1.
Thank you, Brett. So here's your heat race lineup. Heat race number 1. Out of P number 1 is the 27 of Colton Davis. Out of 2, the 41 of James Robbie. Out of 3, the 16 of Lockie Beattie. Out of 4, the 64 of Anton Smith. Out of 5, the 092 of Lachlan Horton. Out of 6, the 55 of Dylan Thomas. Out of 7, the 006 of Chris Ansell. Actually, he's been relegated to rear field, so that brings up 28 of Bailey Barnacote. That leaves Michael Sellers in the 15 and Harry Stewart in the 11. And then obviously Chris Ansell at rear field there, Brett. So good lineup here, Brett, and for heat race number 1.
Yeah, well, we've got about still 3 minutes until we get into probably not 3 minutes, but we'll probably get about another 45 seconds or so. These drivers will get the 1 to green signal right now. Some good passing points on offer. Of course, Colton Davis. Feature winner last week. Where were we at last week? Lanier.
Yes, we were.
So he picked up the win last week at Lanier. Now we come from a 3/8 of a mile racetrack. We come to a 3/4 of a mile in track. Going to be keeping an eye on James Robbie, who starts on the outside of the front row. And also keep an eye on the likes of Michael Sellers and Harry Stewart to come from the back of the bus. And as you said, Ricey, the 006 of Chris Ansell relegated back to the end of the longest line, and in fact he will not gain any passing points. So no matter where he finishes, unless he finishes in the top 3, he pretty much is going to be very tough to gain any sort of points all night. We wait for the green flag to fly here at heat race number 1, and we are underway as James Robbie and Colton Davis will lead us down into turn number 1 and 2. It's James Robbie with the advantage through turn 1, and out of turn number 2, Ricey down the back straight away. James Robbie, your race leader.
Yeah, now Colton Davis is under siege right now with several cars behind him. Back before that, 3 wide, right behind him as well. Smith, and then he got Lockie Beattie along that with Horton as well. Going to turn number 1 right now. This is a good scuffle here. And it's 3 wide again, Brett. This track is really wide, but it's long as well, so there's going to be plenty of room for these cars to make some moves, and they can find their groove pretty well.
Yeah, Stewart straight up on the inside. One car going upside down. Lachlan Horton in the 092 BSL entry. Watching the 16 of Lockie Beattie on screen, holding off Harry Stewart into position 5. They go 3 wide, car into the wall. That was, I believe that might have been Anton Smith, as he's now going to lose a number of positions. Harry Stewart looking to advance into position 3. Got to get by Lockie Beattie for that 3rd spot. We go down into 3 and 4. He puts the slider on, so Stewart, according to the timing of the starting position, he started position 10th and he's up to 3rd. Right, if he can get into the main event, top 3, you dare say that, well, he's going to be the highest point scorer after heat number 1.
Absolutely there, mate. And points is key for this type of format, and he's doing really, really well getting into that spot so far. But out in front, James Robbie, a.k.a. the Gutter Rat, as he's known at some tracks. He's out in front. Very, very good job so far.
Come on, Rice. All tracks, mate. All tracks.
All tracks. Oh, Colton Davis upside down to turn 2. His night for his run for the heat race is done. That moves Harry Stewart up into P2 there, Brett. So Lockie Beattie was up to P3 as a slide job for Michael Sellers into that 3rd and final transfer spot. This race is getting on.
Now 5 down, 3 to run for your leader, Robbie Stewart. Out by a fair way. Robbie's got a 1.5 second gap over Harry Stewart. I don't think he's going to run him down. I'm more focused on this battle for 3rd right now. Michael Sellers, he's very good in the midget, and of course loves to run the bottom side. Keep an eye on Kobe Stidham as well. He's been very good in previous races, and more so at these longer type racetracks like Williams Grove Speedway, where you got these long straightaways. So I'm interested to see how Sellers is going to hold on to position 3 here at the moment. A lap and a half to run.
Yeah, so obviously we've got James Robbie out in front, and then you got Harry Stewart in second, and Michael Sellers in third, Lucky Beatty fourth, and then Dale Thomas rounding out your top five. So Brett, approaching the very final lap here around this long speedway of USA. It was a paved circuit, but now it's turned to dirt. But James Robbie looking to seal the deal here in heat race number 1. Coming out of turn number 4 right now. This is such a long track, Brett, and he crosses the finish line. So well done to James Robbie on that one. Good heat race win. Second is Harry Stewart. Third, Michael Sellers. Fourth is Lockie Beatty. Fifth is Dylan Thomas. Sixth was Chris Ansell. Seventh was Bailey Buttercoat. Eighth was Colton Davis. Ninth was Arden Smith. And 10 was Lockie Horton.
Yeah, 10 cars to conclude heat race number 1. We did in fact have a full server, and again filling up in just a matter of minutes. So 60 cars once again, and you think out of 60 cars, only 2 people have gone over the 10 lap time trial or 10 lap warm up period. 2 cars, not bad out of 60 cars compared to last week.
Absolutely there, Brett, and heat race number 2 is coming up here soon.
Yeah, cars making their way onto the racetrack behind the iRacing.com pace truck. We'll take a look at your Ultimate Dirt TV starting grid. Rolling off for heat race number 2. The Rush Sim Racing Midget Super League, round number 4 here at the USA International Speedway. Craig Sherham in car number 009 will start on pole, and he's outside in car number 6, Alan Solent. Inside your second row, driving car number 47, Dale Jordison. He will line up alongside the 956 of Billy Hill out of position number 4. Inside your third row, driving car number 32, that's Callan Arthur. And we have no name for this first person in car number 197. We're just going to go with S. Patterson. They will start position 6. Don't know if it's a male or female. I'm assuming it's a male, but anyhow, Corey Tyler, car 56, will start position 7. Thomas Paul, the 305, will start position number 8. Hayden Cardwell in the 67 will start position 9. Chris Strallo in the 51 will start position number 10. Rice, a good opportunity for Hayden Cardwell to pick up some valuable points here in heat race number 2.
Yes, and donning that number 9 car, which is very famous with that very chrome-like number. But yes, definitely got some work to do, and a big point haul if he can do it well.
Well, Stewart come from 10th up to 2nd. 9th to potentially 1st would probably accumulate very similar sort of points. Of course, we have no idea with the points and how they go, but heat race number 2 here at the USA International Speedway. Field has to wait till the green flag is thrown, and well, it is on the front straightaway here at the USA, and we are green as Sherham going to lead Jordison down into 1 and 2. Look out for the one car around Callan Arthur, the 32 machine. Thomas Paul trying to go around the outside of Sherham as Jordison will have the lead down into turn number 3 and 4.
Yeah, so Jordison takes that race lead as the second spot. Now it goes to Thomas Paul, who passes the outside of Craig Sherham. So he's on the charge now. He's looking down the barrel of Jordison right now. Brett, he is catching him right now. I wouldn't actually say that in the next lap or 2, I wouldn't mind seeing a slider from both of these guys up front. But wow, what an opening lap that was. Right behind them, Hayden Cardwell moving up on the outside, picks off the other car. He moves up another spot into P4.
Yeah, already gone from 9th up to position number 4 in the space of 2 completed laps. Meanwhile, your leader is still Dale Jordison out in front. That MG Contracting. Number 27 machine on the slider line down into turn number 3 and 4. We'll see how he tackles the turn number 1 and 2 as he starts to pull away from the 305 machine of Thomas Paul, who continues to ride in second. So Jordison top 1 and 2, slider 3 and 4. We're probably seeing a lot of that come through right now was Hayden Cardwell closing in on Craig Sherham for third down the back straightaway. Sherham going to go low, as will Hayden Cardwell. Cardwell's carrying some speed in that number 9 machine.
And he's picking up that front left wheel as well, Brett. That just goes to show he's pedaling that car to the max as Craig Sherham does the slow line into turn 1 and 2. as well as Cardwell looking down to the bottom side. He's making his run. He gets side by side and gets the job done. Hayden Cardwell went to P3 and he's moving up forward here, Brett. I wouldn't mind putting the bet on right now. He can get really close to this P number 1 position.
Yeah, well, still 3 laps left to run here in heat race number 2. The gap is really starting to close in for that second spot. Thomas Paul going to do everything he can to hang on to the number 2 spot, but here goes Cardwell driving it in deep down into turn number 3 on the low side. By the time he comes out of turn 4, he's above the slick line and just carrying a whole lot more speed. 2 to run here in heat race number 2.
Cardwell looking a little bit high, but he dives off the corner and goes back to the low side. He's going to get this run, and he gets the run pretty good. Goes side by side, and he does take the second spot away. Well, Brett, we've only got literally coming up to 1 lap to go as Jordan crosses the start-finish line.
Yeah, we're on board right now with Dale Jordison into turn number 1 and 2. You see that number 9 machine just getting a little closer. We'll duck to the outside of the camera shot right now into turn number 3 and 4 for the final time. Heat race number 2. Cardwell's going to stay low. He tries to get the run up on the inside, sliding up, but no, Dale Jordison going to hold on to victory here in heat race number 1. Second is going to go to Hayden Cardwell. Third across the line will be Thomas Paul. Craig Sheeran home in 4th. Corey Tyler 5th. Then we go back to Calvin Arthur in 6th. Good recovery for him. Billy Hill, Alan Solett, Patterson, and Strallo to round out the 10-car field. Boy, Ricey was seeing some good drives from drivers coming from the 5th row in the opening couple of heat races.
Yeah, Brett, that was just amazing so far. Wow.
All right, we'll move forward into heat race number 3. We do have 6 heat races on the program for tonight. Let's go trackside and take a look right now at your Ultimate Dirt TV starting grid.
So, heat race looks like this. At a P number 1, the 509 of Tyler McQuilkin. Sorry about that. P number 2 is the 31 of Ethan Cooper. At a 3, the 21 of Bradley Elfield. Bradley Elfield. At a 4, the 91 of Jared Steed. At a 5, the 39 of Jacob Dixon. At a 6, the 62 of Rodney James. At a 7, the 73 of Stefan Tiers. At 8, the 042 of Noel Page. At a 9, the 42 of Kobe Dent. And running out your 10-car field is the 57 of Harley Smee.
Yeah, first time this season we're seeing Harley make his return here at the Rush Sim Racing Midget Super League Season 2. Season 1 last season was a fantastic hit, and of course, drivers continue to support this great event. Probably one of the best midget leagues you will find on the iRacing.com service. There's not a whole lot out there. It's certainly the number 1 in Oceania.
No doubt about that, Brett, as feels like an eternity waiting for this race to start. But a lot of these guys have some points and some races under their hat as well. You've got Harley Smee at the back. You've got Ethan Cooper as well. Jared Steen as well. He was up in the pointy end of the last season.
He's a tacky track warrior.
Bradley Oldfield as well. He's the current champion, Jacob Dixon, and then you got some newcomers in there as well, Brett. But it's good to see that a full server of 60 cars around this lovely track here of USA Speedway.
Well, it's more so that this COVID-19 stuff is keeping everyone indoors. So, I mean, what better way to go sim racing, to get some sort of racing fix? And, of course, iRacing, really provide this platform to, to give us a sort of an outlet to at least get some sort of racing in.
Absolutely, Brett. And it's happening on all forms of motorsport right now. As we go to look for the green flag here in heat race number 3, as the 2 front runners are spreading the field apart, and we are going green. Good jump by Tyler there in the 509 car, as it brings it to 3 wide going to turn number 1 right now, as the field bunches up as Ethan Cooper is looking for another spot. But on the inside is Bradley Oldfield. He takes the lead going to turn number 3.
Big wreck.
Big wreck at the back there as well.
Denton James it was.
Denton Jones, wow, that was huge. But Ethan Cooper holding on to second. Now Jacob Dixon moves up into third. So Brett, so far, so good.
Now watching the 91 of Jared Steen at the moment on the outside, looking into a transfer position. He's fallen back to the fifth spot on the racetrack at the moment. As he would go down into turn number 1 and 2. Put the slider there on Tyler McQuilkin. Now McQuilkin, in fact, getting pressured there from the 42 machine of Noah Page. So Noah Page, 6th spot at the moment, with the top 3 starting to move away from the rest of the fielders. Oh, look out, Cooper and Dixon come together into turn number 1 and 2. And that is drivers in 2nd and 3rd spot at the moment. Jacob Dixon going to move into 3rd, but here comes Cooper looking for the slide job down into turn number 3 and 4. But Dixon back around the outside, back into 2nd, Cooper back to 3rd.
Good tussle there. He goes for another slide job, but doesn't get the job done. Cooper will stay in his spot, but touches the rear left wheel there of Dixon. But out in front, Bradley Oldfield is away and gone from this field, Brett, but not by much though. Dixon is still holding on for 2nd. Ethan Cooper in 3rd. Jared Steen in 4th. That brings you back to the 509 car. Then Harley Smee doing quite well though. He's moving up though. He's up into P number 6, so the field is quite spread apart here, Brett. But Bradley Oldfield, he is out and gone.
Hey, he's checked out. He's out by nearly over 1 second, but just looking at the timing and scoring last lap, it was Jacob Dixon who was half a tenth quicker, waiting for the timing. And it's again Jacob Dixon again, half a tenth quicker once again over the previous couple of laps. And I think time is going to certainly be in the favour here of Bradley Oldfield, unless he makes a real big mistake. But the defending champion for MSL and also a Speed Week champion, the 21S United Sim Sports Valvoline entry. 2 laps to run as he goes down into turn number 1 and 2, Ricey.
Yes, and very fast pace there, but the battle for 3rd is starting to heat up just a little. Ethan Cooper holding on to that 3rd and final transfer spot. Then Jared Steen right behind him, looking away through to birth his A main start here at USA. But coming into the final lap now, Brett, Bradley Oldfield, one of those guys that's bouncing through turn number 1 there. But ultimately, he is one of those guys that no matter what track he goes to, he's one of the guys to beat week after week. So coming into turn number 3 right now, use that slider line to drift up mid-track. Coming out of turn number 4. So well done to Bradley Oldfield, who will pick up heat race number 3. That brings you, 2nd spot was Jacob Dixon, 3rd was Ethan Cooper, 4th was Jared Steen, 5th was Harley Smee, the 6th was the 509, 7th was 042 of Noah Page, 8th was 42 of Kobe Dent, 9 was Rodney James, and 10th was Stefan Tears.
All right, there we go. Halfway through heat races here tonight. 3 heats in the bags, and well, it's not too bad. It's only taken about 15 minutes, but we've still got another 3 heats to go. We'll also have, Ricey, I mean, it's very well known that when it comes to broadcasting, there's 2 tracks that I despise going to. This one, USA, and The Grove.
Yes, and definitely these sort of type of cars, Brett, I wouldn't wish it upon street stocks, that's for sure.
23-second lap times we're looking at. So let's just hope these drivers have got their heads screwed on for the main event. Anyhow, heat race number 4 of the Rush Sim Racing Midget Super League. Round number 4. As we've got a couple of cars. In fact, we've got all 10 starters here on the starting grid. Starting on pole in the 015, it's Darren Lord. Damien Butler in car number 8 will start position number 2. Travis Castagna will start position number 3. And that is, who did we say that was? Dallas Sharp will start position number 4. In fact, that driver will get to Neo well. Kane Della will start position 5. Clayton Davies will start position number 6. Devon Stove lines up out of position 7. Mark Horton out of position number 8. Out of 9th is Gavin Sadler. And Brady Baldwin will line up out of position number 10. So, fact, the outside row will move up. Clayton Davies will start position 6. Mark Horton will start position... Clayton Davies will start position 4. Mark Horton will start position 6. Brady Baldwin will start 8th. And Della Sharp will move to position number 10. And also, like heat 1 of... who was that car that had an EOL?
The 35. Phil Lyons, but it's under another name. I can't remember them now.
Yeah, no, that's Della Sharp, but there was someone else in heat 1 who had it.
Oh, Chris Ansell.
Chris Ansell. Those two drivers were the only two drivers to go over the 10-lap limit. So, again, he will gain no passing points in the heat, so we'll see him from the B main somewhere as we get set. Heat race number 4 here at USA. We're about to go green for 8 circuits, which is, we're looking at about 6 miles, Ricey. It's a fair way in these little midget cars.
Absolutely, Brad, as the green flag is gone. As there's some cars in the background there that are getting a bit sideways. Mark Horton's one of those cars.
Brady Baldwin was the other.
And yeah, Brady Baldwin was the other as well. But going out in front is Damien Butler in the 8 car. Getting a bit unsteady coming out of 4 there, Brett, but he's got some company behind him of Clayton Davis.
Yeah, Clayton Davis there in the 50 machine. Very good in these midget machines as Butler. Very limited seat time in a midget as of late, and we'll see if he can hang on to at least a win. And of course, not going to guarantee himself a spot in the pole shuffle, but again, you finish inside the top 3, you still guarantee yourself at an A-main starting position. It's just a matter of again passing points on the line for tonight's heat race as we watch Davies trying to run down Butler. Butler a little out of shape down the back straightaway. In fact, using multiple lines down the back straightaway is Damien Butler.
Yeah, well, of course, there's plenty of room to move. And he's got to find his groove and make his move as he's looking to. Right now, Brett, he is catching Butler. He's using that top side and then kind of slowing down a bit. But Butler, he's having some trouble coming out of the turn. So these two guys are definitely the ones to watch at the moment. But right behind them, though, Brett, is another battle looming of Travis Castagna and Devon Stove. And Stove is looking to the outside.
Yeah, been very impressed with Castagna's runs. Probably in the last couple of months, of course. He just needed that bit of luck. And, well, he's really starting to find his form, find his feet here. Not only in the midgets, but also in sprint cars as well. So, if he can continue to hang on to a top 3... again, that's pretty much the big picture at the moment, Ricey, as we come to complete lap number 5. Just get yourself into the top 3, lock yourself into the main event, and then you've got 30 laps to make something happen around here.
Absolutely.
Oh, Butler into the wall!
Oh, Butler, and then that causes a Constantine effect, and that moves Gavin Stadler into P number 2. Wow, that is one. And Travis Castagna upside down in turn number 3 as well. He clapped the wall going into number 3. Well, wow, Brett, that just turned the whole race on its head.
Yeah, what I'm keeping an eye on now is Gavin Stadler. Started position number 9, and again, we've seen a couple of, or one driver, it was, who started 9th in that one? I think it was Cardwell. Went from 9th to 2nd. Sadler's got a chance to go one better. We are really starting to see some movers and shakers from the back of the bus make their way towards the front of the field. We've got 1 lap left to run, Ricey. It's Butler and Sadler. You can bring us home.
Sadler looking to that inside, but Butler says, no, I'm going to the top side, sunshine. As we say, that's Gavin Sadler just takes the race lead away from Butler. It's like taking candy from a baby here in heat race number 4 as Gavin Sadler makes the awesome run there going into P number 1 for heat race number 4. So well done to Gavin Sadler. 2nd was Damien Butler. 3rd was Caden Della. At 4 was Devon Stove. 5th was Brady Baldwin. 6th was Clayton Davies. 7 was Darren Lord. Mark Horton. And my screen just went blank. So there you go, Brett.
Yeah, funny how your screen went blank. Mine went blank too. It's almost like we're watching the same thing.
Exactly.
Anyhow, 4 heats completed. 2 more left, and then we'll run into B main number 1 and B main number 2. Heat race number 5, your ultimate Dirt to E starting grid is about to look like this.
Alrighty, so heat race number 5 looks like this. Out of P number 1 is the 3 of Cove Stidham. Out of 2 was scheduled the 14 of Boyd Bowden. Out of 3 is the 18 of Dylan DeBono. Out of 4 was the 03 of Hayden Pascoe. Out of 5, the 34 of Elliot Osborne. Out of 6, the 78 of John Schiltz. Out of 7, the 504 of Carl Hoffmans. Out of 8, the 010 of Lance Baton. Out of 9, the 097 of Caden Brown. And out of 10, the 17 of Kenley Brown. That is your heat race lineup for heat race number 5.
So we've got a couple of KBs to bring up the field. Caden and Kenley Brown.
Yes.
That was just that information was about as useless as tits on a ball.
I wouldn't go that far.
All right, where are we going to take that useless information, Rossi? How are we going to use that to our advantage?
I'm thinking of it. Give me about 5 minutes.
Well, that's about 3 laps, right? How's about three laps?
About three, 4 laps, something like that.
All right, so Boyd Bowden, the 14 car, didn't grid, not even in the server, just decided to register and not turn up. No worries. That's taking the spot from someone else. So that's going to move the outside row up. Aiden Pascoe now going to move into position number 2. Then we go back to John Schultz, who's going to move up to position 4. Lance Bainton in position 6. And Kenley Brown, in fact, is going to move up to position 8. So we're not even going to have a KB back row as the green flag going to fly here in heat race number 5.
The field folds down into turn number 1 is Cody Steamham. Is your race leader, goes to that top side out turn number 2. But right behind them is the race is on earnest as Dylan DeBono takes P number 2. As I say that Caden Brown moves up to P number 3. Cars are going all around. Hayden Pascoe is going back to the bottom groove, trying to find something to work so far. Brett, as I say that, Dylan DeBono, he is under siege right now from Caden Brown. Slide job, moving up into his next spot, which is P number 3. He's knuckles down that final transfer spot.
Was that lap number 1 completed?
Yeah.
And Caden Brown has gone from 9th to 2nd in a lap. Man, yep. Oh man, I feel sorry for... Although Kobe Stidham's very good in a midget, especially, again, this is one of the drivers that I wanted to keep an eye on, especially on these longer racetracks. Like I said, like Williams Grove, he's very good at running the bottom side. But again, we'll see how Caden Brown is going to try and tackle chasing down the number 3 machine of Kobe Stidham. Elliot Osborne now going to move into position number 3, relegating the 18 of DeBono back there into position number 4. Right at your top 5 is John Schultz in kind of a 78. Brown going to stay upstairs into turn number 1 and 2. Osborne still rides in the 3rd spot, but it is Kobe Stidham out in front here. We go into 3 and 4. Ricey will complete 4 down and 4 to go.
That's right, and at the moment, Cope Stidham is selling that ship pretty well. He's got a fast competitor right behind him, though, of Caden Brown, who has no doubt a lot of experience on dirt, that is for sure. But right behind him is Elliot Osborne as well, and you got Dylan DeBono running at your top 4. And you got John Schultz. He's one of the guys, Brett. John Schultz. He can have a really bad night, but he comes back the next week bigger and better. That's one thing you can't dispute.
No, he definitely tries to keep the level of consistency at an all-time high. As now Brown really closing in on Kobe Stidham. 6 down, 2 to run. And I've been looking at the lap times, Ricey. Caden Brown is 23 9s, 24 0s. Kobe Stidham was just a 24 106. And Brown, with all the experience in the world under his belt in a midget, I mean, they're a little bit different here on the iRacing.com service. And you've really got to put the time and effort to keep running these cars. And, well, Stidham, he might have enough to hang on here. But this is certainly going to be an entertaining last lap between Stidham and Brown.
Yes, Brad, as Caden Brown picks up some extra speed off of turn number 2. Can he get the job done going to turn number 3? I can sense a slider if he can get it done, though. But Stidham goes down to the bottom side. But Caden Brown sticks to the bottom. but doesn't get the job done though. So Cope Stidham takes out heat race number 5. So well done to him. Second goes to Caden Brown. Third was Elliot Osborne. Fourth was Dylan DeBono. And then followed by Carl Hoffman's Lance Payton, Hayden Pascoe. No, John Schultz. Then Hayden Pascoe, Kenley Brown, and obviously Boyd Bowden was a no starter.
All right, heat race number 5 is complete. One more heat race here to come at the USA International Speedway, the Rush Sim Racing Midget Super League. Round number 4 here at USA. Let's go trackside. Take a look at your Ultimate Dirt TV starting grid for heat race number 6. With starting on pole in car number 84, it's Bo Oldfield. On the outside of your front row in car number 74, Robert Pearden. Vince Romeo driving 077 will start position 3. Ben Morrison in car number 97 will start position number 4. Position number 5 in the Triple O, it's Aaron Kelly and Callum Davidson, I should say, in the 017 will start position number 6. Murray Howell will line up out of position number 7. Aaron Hatton driving the 211 will start position number 8. Then we go back to Trent Wade, car number 46 out of position number 9. And Joel Berkeley driving car number 9 will start position number 10. And I believe Berkeley's got the chance to potentially be the highest point scorer, highest passing point scorer after heat races if he can win this heat.
And there's no doubt about that the Burkinator, Joel Berkeley, can get the job done. But he's got some fierce competitors in front of him that he'll have to try and battle through. Ben Morrison is one of those there, Brett, and Aaron Kelly. And Callum Davidson as well, Murray Howell. So, and the Burkinator driving that number 9 slick sports car. Very shiny. But
just going to correct you on that one. It's Slick Sim Sports.
Slick Sim Sports, sorry. Otherwise I'll get murdered.
Not physically, but you'll certainly cop an ear.
That's right.
He's not afraid to run his mouth, the Burkinator.
No, that's for sure. But he has a very different way of showing his victory on top of his production sedan. That's for sure.
Yeah, we've all seen that meme going around. In fact, the meme creator right here, James Rice.
That's right. But race number 6, Brett, take her away.
All right, Bo Oldfield and Pearden, the front row, waiting for the flagman to give us the all clear to start heat race number 6. 8 laps on the board. Your final heat race here at the Rush Sim Racing Midget Super League, round number 6. There's a number of cars to keep an eye on. 2 and 3 wide, 4, nearly 5 wide out of turns 1 and 2. Couple of cars coming together. Oldfield going upside down into turn number 3. And that's going to prematurely end his heat race, I dare say, as Berkeley's made his way up to position number 3 already.
There's no doubt about it. This young kid can drive. He uses the bottom side, bouncing into turn number 1, which unsettles the car. But at the moment, you've got Aaron Kelly, who's out in front. Right behind him, you've got Ben Morrison. Then you've got Joel Berkeley using that slider line. Then right behind them, you've got Callum Davidson and Murray Howell. So these two guys will definitely be trying to move up as far as they can. But as you said, Brett, only the top 3 move on.
Oh, Ben Morrison upside down in turns 1 and 2. That's not going to sit well for the driver of the number 97 machine. Now on screen, here goes Murray Howell. Slide job down into turn number 3 and 4 on Davidson. Can Davidson turn it back underneath? He does, but drives right through the slick and loses about 3 car lengths to the number 10 of Murray Howell. But out in front, Aaron Kelly. He doesn't need to call 000. He's got that number on his car, and he is leading the way. It's like he's got sirens on.
Yeah, exactly there, Brett. He's sorry. he's out and gone, but Burkinator is right behind by at least 1.3 seconds as he's trying everything he can, trying all different lines. You can see Berkeley's run on the top side last time 1 and 2, and he's used the bottom that time. So he's trying to find a way to catch the 000 or the 18 of Aaron Kelly. But right here, right now, in third spot is the battle where it belongs. Is Murray Howell, who's under siege right now from Callum Davidson. So Brett, these two are putting on a show.
Now Davidson entering a little lower down into turn number 1. how they both slide up, and I dare say we may see a track reset for the B mains. And hopefully that'll carry over all night. Of course, Race Control just talking amongst themselves and just trying to figure out the best way forward in producing a track that is going to have multiple lines here at USA. 2 laps left to run for your leader, Kelly, Berkeley, and Howe. Those drivers running in the top 3. Davidson again all over the back of Howe through turns 1 and 2. We've got a lap and a bit to run, Ricey. And, well, again, we stay on this battle for third as, well, it's Davidson. Just making a few little mistakes here through turn number 1 and 2. That's the white flag flies here in heat race number 6. That MG Contracting number 18 machine. Aaron Kelly going to rail the cushion through turn number 1 and 2. Berkeley keeping the car pinned to the low side, as it is going to be into 3 and 4 for the final time. Heat race number 6 of the Rush Sim Racing Midget Super League. Round number 4 here at USA. Aaron Kelly victorious. Berkeley going to come home second. Third will see Murray Howe. They'll edge out across the line. Callum Davidson in 4th. Then we go back to round out the top 5. That is Trent Way. Then you go back to Aaron Hatton, Bo Oldfield, Robert Pearden, Vince Romeo, and Ben Morrison. Home in positions number 10. Well, Rossi, that's not a bad way to finish up our 6 heat races. We've essentially only got 2 B mains, a pole shuffle, and then, of course, our 30-lap main event.
So I believe the race control, Brett, has left the track as it is, but I believe, as I'm just hearing in my ear. So that decision has been made.
Are you leaving the track all night as it is?
Yes, I believe so, but they could change their mind at any moment. You know, these stewards. yes, stewards. Not a position I want to be in, by the way. Definitely not, Brett.
Like, we think about all these, crybabies that, get kicked for doing the wrong thing. You don't do the wrong thing, you won't get kicked.
That's right. Follow the rules, and you'll be fine. But B-Wayne number 1, Brett, is on track.
All right, let's go down track side. Take a look at your Ultimate Dirt TV starting grid. And are we serious? Did you see how many laps this B-Main is?
16 laps, yes.
I'd like to go to bed tonight.
Me too, but we'll see what happens, that's for sure.
Lockie Beattie and Jared Steen, row 1. Dylan DeBono, Dylan Thomas, row 2. Row 3, Harley Smee, Carl Hoffmans. Row 4, Chris Ansell and Tyler McQuilkin. Row 5, Lance Bainton and Bailey Barnacote. Row 6, Noah Page, Hayden Pascoe. Row 7, Colton Davis, Kobe Dent. Row 8, John Schultz, Ayrton Smith. Row 9, Stefan Tears and Kenley Brown. Row 10, Lachlan Horton and Rodney James. And that is our 20-car field. We only take the top 3. All right. B-Main number 1. 16 laps. It's mind-boggling.
Just a tad. But, Brett, this is going to be one corker of a race because you got several drivers in here who wouldn't normally see in a first B-Main. But the green flag is about to drop here as Lockie Beattie and Jared Steen led the field into turn number 1.
Well, so we've been told no yellows as well, so whatever happens, happens. And of course, if anyone caught doing the wrong thing, may be DQ'd from the race. So, of course, if you're going to make a pass, you're going to make it clean.
That's right. So it's basically you've got to, as some people like say, like the Birkinator, drive the wheels off of it. But these guys so far are doing quite well. But out in front is Harley Smee in second. Whoa! And Lucky Beattie and Carl Hoffman's getting together out of turn number 2. So that pushed Jared Steen into turn 3 and 4 as well. But Harley Smee leading the field from Dylan DeBono and Jared Steen. Then followed by, I believe, I'm trying to get back to where I was because so many cars are in the pit lane. And Noel Page, as I say, that Carl Hoffman's into the wall there, Brett.
Now Page into the wall is going to lose 2 spots, and there goes Carl Hoffmans and John Schultz. Both, they pretty much split that 42 machine down the back straight away. And they go back to Hayden Pascoe as well, sitting in 6th position. Page is recovered back to 7th as Schultz tries to get by. In fact, it's not Schultz, sorry, it's Steen tries to get by DeBono for that 2nd position on the racetrack.
Hoffman's upside down, turn 2, Brett, massive. But at the moment, guys, the race is on earnest mid-pack. But remember, your top 3 transfer. So Jared Steen holds that line as he kind of cuts the grass, loses a lot of speed. So luckily, he didn't spin that thing absolutely out of control. He keeps that car under him in that slick part of the track there, Brett. But Dylan DeBono moving forward and catching Harley Smee in P1.
Have you had a look? There is, I'm pretty sure. Can you check the timer on this one? Because I think the time is going to run out before our 16 laps.
Let me just double check this.
Just double check that. I'm going to continue on with the action. Harley Smee into turn number 3 and 4. DeBono closing in on the race lead into turn number 3 and 4. And again, it is the top 3 that are going to make it through to the back of tonight's A main event. Again, that'll be contested over 30 laps. At this stage, Smee going to stay upstairs and DeBono back down to the low side. Then you go back to Jared Steen, who sits there and rounds out the top 3 as John Schultz now closing in on Jared Steen for that final transfer spot.
Yes, I just saw it, Brett, and yeah, probably will. But at the moment, the race is on up front.
Final lap.
The final lap here, essentially. Oh, Harley Smee in the wall! That puts Dylan DeBono out in front. But going to turn number 3 and 4. I don't know what's going on. Race control are in my ear right now. I'm trying to make out what's going on. But Dylan DeBono, by the looks of it, will take out this C main, which is only gone for basically 8 laps. But wow, Brett.
Well, I give race control. So what are you doing? What are you giving us 16 laps for around USA? And they told me it would fly by, and well, we finished up. But I love it. DeBono, Schultz, and Steen, the top 3 drivers, and we're going to have a similar situation here for our second B main. And of course, we'll go and take a look at your Ultimate Dirt TV starting grid first up before we talk about B main number 2 on track. As let's go trackside.
B main number 2 looks like this. Out of P number 1, there's 009 of Craig Sherham. Out of 2 is the 61 of Devon Stove. Out of 3, the 017 of Callum Davidson. Out of 4, the 56 of Corey Tyler. Out of 5, the 7 of Brady Baldwin. Out of 6, the 46 of Trent Way. No way. Out of 7, the 32 of Callan Arthur. Out of 8, the 50 of Clayton Davies. Out of 9, the 211 of Aaron Hatton. Out of 10, the 956 of Billy Hill. 11015 of Darren Lloyd. 1284 of Bo Oldfield. 13, the 6 of Alan Stollett. Out of 14, the 011 of Mark Horton. Out of 15, the 97 of Ben Morrison. Out of 16, the 197 S. Patterson. 17 is the number 2 of Travis Castagna. 18, 077 of Vince Romeo. And rounding out your 19 car field is the 51 of Chris Stradlow, and that leaves Phil Lyons and Robert Pairden. Both of them are non-starters in this one, Brett. So essentially, going off of the last B mains, about 8 laps.
I mean, I'm down with that. No yellows either.
Absolutely.
Also, I do have our pole shuffle lineup too, which I will go through in just a few moments' time. Of course, 20 minutes to get 7 pole shuffle races in. Around USA, we should be right around that 20-minute mark. What do you reckon?
Well, yeah, you hope so. That's definitely for sure.
Yeah, no, that shouldn't take any more than say 10 minutes anyway. But yeah, at the end of the day, we're still going to get to see 7 pole shuffle races.
Absolutely, Brett. As the field is lining up in rows of 2, going to turn number 3 right now, as Craig Sheeran and Devon Stove share the front row. And right behind them is Callum Davidson and Corey Tyler. What can these guys do at the front? Some names in this race, Brett, that wouldn't like to be here, that's for sure. The green flag is aloft here in B main number 2. Craig Sheeran looking to the outside, inside, as I say that. A lot of cars going everywhere, but I believe Devon Stove has got the... Oh, no, that's not Devon Stove. We'll go a bit further forward. Callum Davidson and Aaron Kelly. No, Brady Baldwin. They've got such similar cars in this one. I tell you what, Callan Arthur on the bottom side as well there, Brett. A lot of cars everywhere.
You'll be able to tell the difference. Just watch out for a right rear. Brady knows a joke when I say about that sort of stuff. Davidson, your race leader. That's Callum Davidson. For United Sim Sports, your race leader. Callan Arthur in second. Third is, well, that's going to be between Hatton, Sherham, and Brady Baldwin right through the middle of the racetrack. As that was Hatton down to the low side, but Craig Sherham around the outside moves into position 3. Here comes Clayton Davies on the top side of the racetrack as he looks to get 2 for the price of 1 through turn number 1 and 2. Drivers are really starting to struggle on this slick surface right now, especially through 1 and 2. Yeah, you really start to see that effects come into play, Rice, as they go down the back straight away.
Absolutely, and these guys, you can see Callum Davidson, he's out in front. But Callan Arthur had a big battle with Aaron Hatton. Hatton was a little bit too sideways, coming out of 4. As I say, the guy on the top side, Craig Sheeran, he's looking around these guys, but the guys on the bottom got the run so far. Brady Baldwin, and then Ben Morrison right behind that as well. So remember, folks, the top 3 will go through to the A main, essentially, and then the top 2 go to the pole shuffle, Brett? Or is it just the 1 car?
No, it goes off passing points for the top 3 drivers. Those top 3 drivers that went from the heat races, in the top 3 in the heat races, the 8 highest passing points. So it works off passing points.
Okay, well, there we go.
So, I mean, essentially, if you start position 1 and you win your heat race, you're not guaranteed to be in the pole shuffle like we used to. Change it up and go on passing points. So if you start 9th and you finish 3rd, and essentially if you're the highest car to pass more cars in your heat race, you're going to be going towards... You'll be a lot more forward, a lot more higher up in the points.
Thank you, Brett. But at the moment here, Callum Davidson has solely got a contender to deal with. That's Aaron Hatton. He is catching him big time, like Lightning McQueen. But right behind him is Callan Arthur, looking to the top side. But I believe the racing line now, Brett, is moving to the bottom. And that's where we'll see most of the racing tonight. As I say, that Arthur is under siege from Ben Morrison for that 3rd and final transfer spot. But Arthur on the outside of Hatton, and he gets the job done. But what can Hatton do going to turn number 3? Oh, slight touch there, but this is literally the final lap here, Brett. As I say that, Ben Morrison gets into the wall. This is a scrabble. Absolute carnage. Callum Davidson picks up the B main 2 win. Then Callan Arthur, Hatton, Morrison, Tyler, Castagna, Sheeran, Solit. And the list continues on. Absolutely going crazy.
All right. 6 heat races, 2 shortened B mains due to time. And now we have our pole shuffle. And let me get the lineup back up on my phone, because you would think I would have been prepared for this, but it turns out I decided to lock my phone. I can... Well done. Yes, thank you very much. I can tell you the first 2 cars in the pole shuffle will be Bradley Oldfield and Dale Jordison. Dale Jordison will have lane choice. So those are the first two cars to make their way out onto the racetrack. And well, there they come right out of pit road. And well, they're going to be going green flag this time by out of turn number 4. They're going to make their long-awaited journey down the back straight. Ricey, let's play a game.
What game is that, Brett?
Let's pick a winner. And I'm not talking about your nose either.
Wow. Just wow.
Wow.
How dare you go there?
Pick one. Oldfield or Jordison?
Oldfield after last week's awesome effort.
All right, here we go. Pole shuffle race number 1. Jordison on the inside, Oldfield on the outside. We go down into turn number 1 and 2. Slider line from Jordison. Oldfield staying down low through turn number 1 and 2. 2 laps on the board. The winner will advance as Oldfield going to advance into the race lead down into turn number 3 and 4. Ricey, you can take this last lap. I'm buggered after that one.
Oh, that's all right. Oldfield out in front here. He did some awesome driving last week at Lanier. Going through the pack, essentially. Moving up forward to the pointy end of the A main. But Dale Jordison doing a good job as well, making it this far. But Bradley Oldfield on the bottom side out of 4 will take this pole shuffle. And Aaron Kelly is up next on the speedway.
Yes, that indeed he is. So Bradley Oldfield disposing of one of the MG contracting cars, and well, he's now about to be greeted by another driving the number 18 machine. Aaron Kelly going to make his way out onto the racetrack, and since I'm going to let you start this race, I'm going to pick Aaron Kelly to win this one.
I'm going to stick with Oldfield.
Well, I mean, yeah, I pick one, you pick the other. That's the way this game works, Ricey.
I was going to say, what happens if we pick both pick the same driver?
Not allowed to happen.
Oh. Okay, Oldfield and Kelly going side by side as the green flag drops. Oh, it's very close here, Brett. It's Kelly and Oldfield side by side going out of turn number 2 as Oldfield gets the run on the bottom side, essentially, as Kelly goes to the top side, going to that wall, getting to that little bit of a berm as Oldfield drifts up. Right now, Oldfield takes the lead away from Kelly, going to this final lap. Kelly looking across the grass for a slide job and maneuver, but sticks to the bottom. These guys are side by side, Brett. Here we go. The race is on. Kelly's on the bottom side. Gets Oldfield out of shape just a tad, and takes the race lead again. Into turn number 3 and 4, Kelly slides up, same as Oldfield. Oldfield looking down to diamond off the corner, but he will not get the job done. No, he can't. Aaron Kelly moves through.
Yay, I won. Oh, we're one apiece, Ricey. All right, next car to come out. Well, it is going to be Caden Brown, who's going to make his way out onto the racetrack here at USA with that Elk Grove Ford car number 97 machine. All right, Ricey, since I'm starting this race, you're going to get to pick first here.
I'm going to go with Caden Brown.
The score is 1-1 at the moment between James Rice and I. Best of 7 this is, so one of us have to win, one of us have to lose. We get set to come out of turn number 4, just like these cars on the racetrack.
Whoa, what a start that was.
Now, race control call the green, so Caden Brown, well, whether he was sleeping on the start or talking to old man Dad as he picks up the front wheels. Oh, Kelly, talk about shutting the door out of turn number 2. He slammed it right in his face.
He's like, no sunshine, this is my race to win, thank you very much. But Aaron Kelly, top side, gets out of shape a little, out of 4. Trying to control that car over those bumps, and the bumps here at USA are quite deadly sometimes there, Brett. But Aaron Kelly and Caden Brown. Caden Brown looking for a way through.
I wouldn't be surprised if Brown wins this, to be honest with you. Brown looks very, very quick. Right into turn number 3. Going to cut it down low out of turn number 4. He's going to look to get the drive up on the inside. Kelly going to be victorious. 2-1 to me, Ricey. Woo! And out is going to roll Harrison Stewart. The dentist. How about his form today? We do the... he's going to hate me saying this. We do the Speed Shift TV midget race at Lanier.
Yes.
It was him. It was Stewart, myself, Jordan Mitchell. We said, where do you reckon the line is for qualifying? He goes, oh, just down low, just underneath the slick. Yep, no worries. Sweet as. Both Jordan and I. Now, Harry qualifies, I think it was like 6 or something like that, 12th or wherever it was. Jordan Mitchell, 60th. Brett Wheeler, 50th quick. Absolutely fed us a dud.
Wow, Harry.
I'm gonna pick Stewart for this one. You can lead us to the green.
Oh, that leaves me with Kelly.
Yeah, that indeed it does. There's only 2.
That's right. That's right. As Harry Stewart takes the early pole shuffle lead, going out of turn number 2 on the bottom side, as where this track is starting to go more southwards than anything else. Goes to the top side, looking for that little bit of a berm right near that wall. If you mess up, you're gone, essentially. Coming into this last final lap here, Brett. Aaron Kelly still looking for a way. Still quick, though. You can't discount Aaron Kelly at this stage. He's using that slider line, trying to get to that top side. But Harry Stewart, definitely one of those guys who can put the car in the show, just like he fed you the dud of a call. But coming out of turn number 4, he picks up.
Stewart gonna win. Wow, that's 3-1 to me, Ricey.
This is rigged.
And well, hang on. Well, you get first pick here because out rolls Hayden Cardwell.
Well, I'll go Cardwell.
All right. You seem very certain on that one very quickly.
Yeah.
Cardwell up against, we call him the dentist. Have you ever heard a Harry Stewart interview?
Very, very quiet.
Oh, it's like pulling teeth out. He's got a number of nicknames. Let's just say that. Where's the green flag going to fly? Cardwell on the inside. If Cardwell wins this, he goes on to face Berkeley. You know how confusing this is going to be when we got 2 Slick Sim Sports number 9 Berkeley machines out on the racetrack?
Well, essentially, if one's dive bombing the other, you know that's Berkeley, so that's pretty easy.
You clearly haven't seen Hayden Cardwell race.
Well, no, I saw him last week for the first time, but Cardwell and Stewart here, Brett. This is Stewart's widened that car up.
Yeah, 1 to run into turn number 1 and 2. Cardwell leaving that door open for the bottom side as Stewart tries to sneak up on the inside of it. Cardwell really closing that door there on the exit of turn number 4. Stewart's going to go upstairs. Cardwell going to run the slider line. Stewart crossing underneath. Stewart down low. Out of turn number 4. Who's going to get it? Stewart wins. Oh, Cardwell. He's going to be... He is going to be filthy. And he's just wrecked Stewart. Now, surely stewards are going to allow Stewart to come back out onto the racetrack. So if that's the case, Stewart wins. Guess what? 4-1 my way. And out rolls the Burkinator. Bowl Jerkley. You know what? I'm going to go with Berkeley on this one.
Come on, Stewart. Come on. Come on.
This could be a fairly lopsided pole shuffle. Scoreline. 4-1 my way at the moment. And there's only 2 races left. So I am your pick winner picking UDTV champion.
Well, you're currently not the windmill champion, that's for sure.
You're just a state windmill champion, all right? We all know I'm the Australian title holder in that one. Oh, Stewart picking up the front wheels.
Berkeley looking to the bottom side, shuts the door on Harry Stewart as the Burkinator, Joel Berkeley, looking for a way through. Goes to the top side, uses that cushion, Brett. That very nice wall of dirt against that wall. And Stewart is on the backside of Berkeley. Stewart's like, hello, Joel. Are you there? Yes, I am here. And Stewart is absolutely on the backside of Berkeley right now. And Berkeley is trying to defend crazily here. Berkeley. Brett, stop laughing.
Hello, are you there? That reminds me of the Laugh Factor days.
Stewart. Stewart doesn't go through. Come on, man.
5-1.
5-1, but Berkeley.
I have a feeling it's about to be 5-2 because out rolls Gavin Sadler, and guess what? It's your pick first.
The Burkinator, Joel Berkeley, or AKA Bowl Jerkley.
When you said hello, are you there? It just reminded me of, oh geez, how old is Joel now? About 20? 19, 20, 21? Something like that. Yeah. Stewart's only a young fella. It took me back to our Factor days when it was, is the track going to be slick all night as we staying on time?
Berkeley was very famous for a certain somebody going, hey Dale, can I get a set, Dale? Sorry, I thought I was saying that, you know. But,
oh my God.
But these two drivers right now, Brett, and the green flag is aloft.
Yeah, this is for pole position as well. So the winner will start on pole. The loser will start P number 2. Berkeley winding it up on the top side of the racetrack. Sadler somewhat down the racetrack as Berkeley. Oh, Sadler into the wall upside down. There you go. Bowl Jerkley gonna win.
Yeah, get another one. That puts me on 2 points.
5-2.
But I still lose. But Berkeley will be...
Hang on. Let's think about this here. You won the first one, and you won the last one.
That's right.
I guess it was just meant to be. It was just meant to be. On board. I just heard through race control that obviously the winner of that was Joel Berkeley, but he gets lane choice for the A main. All right, now I'm assuming that we are going to have a couple of minute warm up, or whether they just let these drivers, at least get out there for a couple of laps. Just because people, realistically, I mean, if you're in Heat 1 and you weren't in the pole shuffle, you haven't hit the racetrack since that first heat. We've had 5 heats, a B main, 2 B mains, and a couple of pole shuffle races. So I dare say that we're about to see some drivers hit the racetrack and just get used to the racetrack and how it has developed throughout the course of the night. Of course, we know we've been keeping an eye on it fairly quick, and as you can see, from above the top of the racetrack at the moment with our sky camera, this track is very used up, Ricey. The only real parts that are grippy is down the straightaways, and even then, you've only got 3/4 of a racetrack that is grippy. Yes, and especially with this type of racetrack that was asphalt years ago, the banking has gone off it a little, but definitely every inch of this track will be used for this 30 lap A main. Yes, yeah. That's definitely not our own asphalt. That's for sure. Oh God! All right, we'll take a quick break here on Ultimate Dirt TV and come back in just a few moments' time. You're watching the Rush Sim Racing Midget Super League. The Midgets here at USA International Speedway, round number 4 of the series, right here on Ultimate Dirt TV. Alright, welcome back ladies and gentlemen to Ultimate Dirt TV's coverage of the Rush Sim Racing Midget Super League round number 4 here at the USA International Speedway. Brett Wheeler joined alongside James Rice for tonight's call as we get to take a look at your Ultimate Dirt TV starting grid for tonight's 30 lap A main event. What we know, Joel Berkeley and Gavin Sadler will start in row number 1. Now, we're not going to bring up the grid because it's going to be incorrect. There's more ways than one. Joel Berkeley, Gavin Sadler, row 1. Harry Stewart, Hayden Cardwell in row 2. Row 3, Aaron Kelly and Caden Brown. Bradley Oldfield, Dale Jordison in row 4. Row 5, Michael Sellers and Thomas Paul. Row 6, Jacob Dixon and James Robbie. Row 7, Kobe Stidham and Murray Howe. Row 8, Elliot Osborne and Damian Butler. Row 9, Kane Della and Ethan Cooper. Row 10, Dylan DeBono and Callum Davidson. Row 11, John Schultz, Callan Arthur. And row 12, Jared Steen and Aaron Hatton. Ricey, a fairly stacked field here tonight for round number 4 of the Midget Super League.
Yes, absolutely, Brett. And a lot of these guys will be trying to make their moves pretty much at the start, but this track will be probably slick from the bottom to the top here pretty shortly. You won't see much of that kind of less grippy stuff here, Brett, but as the field and the field do take the green flag, but they're going to reshuffle into their correct race order.
Now, it's very important these drivers don't stop. It's very important that these drivers get into their correct positions like very quickly, like especially before they even get down into turn number 3, because we're not wasting any time right now. This field is set, and these hopefully race control are all over it, and everybody else listening to where they should be starting. But as the field rolls down into turn number 3 and out of turn number 4, it is time to send these cars off in tonight's A main event. The green flag is going to be called from race control as we get dirty for 30, and Berkeley and Stewart got a good start up on the inside. Kelly up on the inside of Hayden Cardwell down into turn number 1 and 2. It is the two slick cars run side by side, and I think Berkeley's got the lead. Sadler upside down, and we are yellow immediately.
He was getting hit there from all directions, Brett, and I believe there might have been some contact in that, but I'm not sure.
Well, since we've got about 8 minutes until our next restart, let's take a look here. That's your Ultimate Dirt TV starting grid. He may have just had a bit of a push from behind. Let's take a look at Caden Brown. It was who you just give him a little bit of a nudge there in the start. And again, we'll take a look at our Black Diamond Motorsports onboard cameras. Oh, it was very, very light. Let's go on board. In fact, with Caden Brown, let's see if he does make the contact here. Yeah, it's very light, and it just shot that car up. And in fact, Brown had contact with somebody else as well that was coming through the field. So there we go. Lap 1, turn 1, 1 yellow, and we'll bring you back to live video feed here from the virtual USA. These yellow laps, Ricey, they don't count. So again, good for us, not good for the drivers, because they now lose 3 laps of the 30. Yeah, KFC on that one. Good chat, good chat.
Sorry, mate. I'm just going to quickly step away, but I'm sure you'll keep the audience entertained. So I'll be back.
As far as entertained, I think that's a bit of a stretch to the imagination, but
come on, mate.
I'll tell you what I will do. I'm going to continue to talk about some miniature race cars. So Berkeley, Stewart in row 1. Cardwell and Kelly in row 2, Oldfield, Sellers row 3, Dixon and Jordison in row 4. Mitch, I've already told the audience of how Harry Stewart has given us a bit of a Dutch bet when it comes to taking qualifying lines at Lanier. Already filled everybody in on the dentist and the butcher. Certainly left us high and dry. Berkeley, Cardwell, inside position, inside row 1 and 2, positions 1 and 3. Stewart going to try and time this restart. As, well, a bit of a countdown happened. And if you think they didn't, a countdown happen, well, you must think I'm blind. Freddie, Stevie Wonder could have seen there was a countdown coming. Car around. And I believe that might be Caden Brown in the 97. And second yellow immediately happening here. It is, in fact, Jacob Dixon in the number 97 machine. Let's get a Wicked Cushion instant replay for you as we keep an eye on that MG Contracting car number 39. The car to go around in turns 1 and 2, and we'll see if there was contact. Oh, tag the back of Bradley Oldfield, I think it might have been. Just gets a run, and yeah, just tagged the back of Oldfield, and then of course, yeah, got hit by James Robbie and Callum Davidson. Dylan DeBono also had an issue down into turns 1 and 2, and well, Butler. This wasn't Butler's fault. Surprised on that one. Butler got, oh, it was actually Callan Arthur. Got a bit out of shape there in front of Butler, and there we go. So back to live feeds here on Ultimate Dirt TV. The Rush Sim Racing Midget Super League round number 4 here at USA. And if he's your hero, that's... You clearly haven't set your standards too high, BJ. So immediately straight up into single file restarts. It'll be 9, in fact 8 down. Or it'll show 9 on the kicker. 22 to run. You're in your A main event. And we've got Cardwell, Berkeley. I couldn't even tell you who's out in front. Again, like I said, if he's your hero, your standards are not all that high. Cardwell and Berkeley. Mirror imaging race cars. Stewart riding in second spot. Kelly looking to the inside. Then you go back to Oldfield. Riding in and rounding up the top 5. Stewart down low into turn number 1 and 2. Kelly, 3 and 4, sorry. Kelly's gone upstairs. 2 by 2. Top and the bottom groove utilised right now here at USA. One of these slick sim sports cars again. I don't know who's in front. No. Oh, that's got to be Berkeley upside down. I'm calling it a spectacular ride. Oh, it's Cardwell. Cardwell in the number 9 machine, pulling a Joel Berkeley. And why is it, Ricey, that Berkeley or that number 9 car seems to go flipping every week?
Well, last week he decided to do a magician's call and go into turn number 1 at Lanier and decided to do a flip and then land on all 4s. And this time it was Hayden Cardwell that couldn't get the job done, though, landing on all 4s. But very unfortunate for Hayden Cardwell.
Jeez, hold on to your socks. They might have just fallen off. Alright, we're taking a look at Hayden Cardwell. And I could have swore that would have been Berkeley. With the way that car just... I mean, he just tapped the wall. That's Berkeley. I don't want Berkeley. Cardwell's upstairs. There he is. Well, what a way to make a spectacular exit. And again, as it's got to be the Berkeley skin.
Maybe some voodoo on it there, Britt, somehow?
Yeah, we could go there. So if you just missed it, Ricey, we had BJ Jordan come in chat saying Bradley Oldfield is his hero, and I said he wasn't setting the bar very high when it comes to, you know, having a hero. If you got Bradley Oldfield, that's pretty much all we've had. We've had our third yellow of the night, and now people might understand why I hate USA and broadcast races.
Yes, it's just a tad long, but we are here, and the Joel Berkeley, the current Australia 1, well, for the time being anyway, with all this virus stuff going around in production sedans. Right behind him, you've got the number 11 of Harry Stewart. Then right behind that, you've got Aaron Kelly, the 18, or the 000. And then at your 4 is Bradley Oldfield. So, Brett, so far, I think a lot of the drivers and even race control, I just heard in my ear before, tell them to just calm their farm a little bit. And remember, they've still got plenty of laps to go to make their move.
Yep, no, look, wasn't leaving you hanging. All right, here we go. What can the Butcher do in second spot? Berkeley, Stewart, and Kelly. Notice a pattern there, Ricey? All Queenslanders for second and third.
Absolutely there, Brett. I didn't actually realise that until you told me. So there we go, Harry Stewart in second. Goes to the top side, but that Aaron Kelly car, the 18, slides up. Oh, that was so close there, Brett. I tell you, if that didn't make any type of contact, even not a brush of a wheel, I am so surprised. That was so close.
And Oldfield up into third. So it breaks up that 1, 2, 3 for Queensland as the West Aussie from the other side of the world. Down into 3 and 4. Oldfield got to run the low side. Stewart actually was protecting that bottom side. Of course, no doubt he would have been looking in his mirror to see where Stewart was, and so many times last season it was Stewart v Oldfield, and Oldfield 9 out of 10 times coming out on top. But here comes Oldfield now out of turn number 2 down the back straight away. He gets into second spot. The Butcher, Dentist, the Wall Rider, the Mirror, the Wall, whatever you want to call him, Harry Stewart in third.
He's using that top side very, very well, Brett. The car is bouncing, though, coming out of 3 before. But at the moment, right behind him, if you look at the car on the top side, is Michael Sellers. Wow, he's making his move. Aaron Kelly looking for a slide job. Gets the job done, but Sellers looking to the bottom side now. Dom's off that corner, but up further in front, Oldfield is still trying to maneuver out the way of Harry Stewart, but Sellers is making his move right now.
Yeah, getting around the 18 now of Kelly, but Kelly going to come back at him into turn number 3 and 4. Big time. A slide job down into turn number 3 and 4. Sellers shutting the door there on James Robbie. And what do you know? James Robbie down low, like the gutter rat that he is. Tell you what, he'd be loving a 6th position place at the moment. Of course, he'd love to get up onto a podium. I mean, we've still got 12 to run at this stage. It'll be 11 to go out of turn number 4 for your leader, Berkeley, who holds on to a 1.4 second advantage.
And as you say that, Brett, Michael Sellers is on the back tail tank. Trying to get back there with all these cars in pit road and blocking my view. But then you got Aaron Kelly on that bottom side as Sellers and Kelly. Kelly moving to that top side to try and block him a little, but Sellers has got that run, and Kelly using that slider line in turn 3 and 4, and Sellers looking and searching for way past. He had a run there, Brett, so I wouldn't discount Sellers at all, but the guy out in front, the Burkinator, Joel Berkeley, the guy famous for his famous roof dance on his production sedan back in at Western Speedway Hamilton. He's definitely got that car
Kelly
on the bottom. And Kelly, trouble with Kelly.
Brown give him a bit of a bump to say, "Oi, get going, mate. Let's go. No yellow here."
Exactly. Robbie moves up the gutter himself moves up to another spot of P number 5. So, Brett, Caden Brown looking like he's a threat at the moment.
Yeah, he was super quick, but again, looks like he's got some damage on towards the front of that midget car. Kelly, well, just absolutely trying to annihilate James Robbie there. And that number 18 machine, we are going to stay green. And I think it's, I think these are admin cautions as well. So unless there's 2 or more cars involved, I don't think it's going to, fly, especially since it was just the one car that was around.
Yeah, that's right, Brett. As Berkeley maintaining his dominance here in this race, using that green part of the turn 1 exit of the pit lane to his advantage. So Oldfield, let's look at the times here, Brett, because I'm very curious to see time. So at the moment, Oldfield is 1.7 seconds behind Berkeley. But at the moment, their best laps, Berkeley's got the best lap. Yeah, by a tenth. So, but Oldfield not far behind him. So I wouldn't discount Oldfield at all. But Harry Stewart, then you've got the guy up top in 4th, Michael Sellers. I personally, Brett, I wouldn't be able to run that top side on this type of racetrack in these type of cars, that's for sure.
There is only 2 cars that I like racing around USA. It's a 360 and a 410. Everything else, I would not touch it. On the occasional 305 when it goes there in officials, which I think it's there this week actually.
Well, even with that there, Brett, it's a good learning curve for some of these new drivers getting to iRacing with this massive influx of new people, fans, drivers alike. But Caden Brown in P number 5, Brett, he has got James Robbie behind him right now. Robbie's looking for way past. He's searching, goes to the bottom side, slow job, but Caden Brown drives around the outside. Couldn't get the job done. But Caden Brown, his left front wheel there, folks, it was up in the air. And it's on the cush. So that car is very hooked up on that front side.
So you're telling us that Caden Brown has left the left front at home?
Pretty much, yeah. It's missing.
LT, LF, AH. There we go. Leave the left front at home. That was an old R Factor saying. I actually even think people might have even made a team out of it. As we come to the popsicle sticks around. 2 laps left to run. Here in tonight's main event of the Rush Sim Racing Midget Super League round number 4. Here at USA International Speedway. Joel Berkeley on screen. Your race leader in the 3 and 4 for the penultimate time. And then we go back to Bradley Oldfield, who sits in 2nd, Harry Stewart. And you'll know why. We're going to call him the dentist here in just a few short moments' time. He rides in that 3rd and final podium position as these drivers will get the white flag here at USA. And so far, not a bad showing when it comes to time-wise. I thought it might have taken a bit longer. But thankfully, these admin cautions have really taken the sting out of things. But in the turn number 3 and 4... Joel Berkeley going to come away victorious here at USA. He's going to do some donuts on the front straightaway probably. Bradley Oldfield home in 2nd. 3rd is a bit of daylight here on the night time. Harry Stewart comes home into position number 3. Michael Sellers going to come home position number 4. Then we go back and take a look at Caden Brown to round out your top 5. Coming home in 6th is James Robbie. Dale Jordanson home in 7th. John Schultz 8th, Aaron Kelly 9th, and Aaron Hatton will round out your top 10. Jared Steen in 11th, Callum Davidson 12th, 13th is Jacob Dixon, 14th is Murray Howard, Damien Butler 15th. And we go back to Thomas Paul, Ethan Cooper, Dylan DeBono, Kane Della, and Kobe Stidham to round out the top 20. Hayden Cardwell 21st, Callan Arthur 22nd, 23rd, Elliot Osborne, and Gavin Sadler, who started on the front row, home in position number 24. And there we go, ladies and gentlemen. That was your A main for the Rush Sim Racing Midget Super League here at USA International Speedway. We'll give our drivers a chance to come into the Discord and we'll chat with our top 3 in just a few moments' time. All right, well, I'll tell you what, we're going to waste a little
Any of
time.
you-
Shut up, all right? When you're in...
Whoa,
when
whoa,
We're talking to your winner here tonight in car number 9. There was 2 of them out there. You might have seen double, but only one of them is going to get the win here tonight. Joel Berkeley. Joel, congratulations on this victory. That was an impressive drive. You must be happy about that.
Yeah, look, I can't complain, I guess, can I? A win's a win.
Now, what were you going to ask those guys down there? Were any of you...
Oh, I was going to ask him, damn, you just try the top at the end there, because I ran at a lap after the race, and my last lap, I was 7/10 faster running the top after the race than I was on the bottom. That's all.
Now, were you tempted to go up there and run the top during the race, or were you happy knowing that, you had an average of about 1.5 second lead just to continue running the bottom side?
Oh, I wanted to go up there, but I knew I was going to die if I did that, so I was like, I just want to survive, and if anyone got close enough, I was like, I can try it if I need to, but I was just like, try and just survive, and tried it after, and I was like, I think it was a bit off at the start of the race, but as it went longer and longer, it got faster, because just all the marbles and that.
Well, after your spectacular exit last week, it seems as though that a Slick Sim Sports number 9 machine wanted to follow suit. Hayden Cardwell going out in spectacular fashion. It must be this Slick Sim Sport number 9 machine that it just seems to throw out some wicked flips out there.
Yeah, look, it's either one or the other, I guess. I think he wrecked under yellow, didn't he? And
he did, after the yellow flag had come out.
Well, we might have to get back in his own car next week, because I don't know if I can afford to repair his now.
Oh, anyhow, congratulations on the win, Joel. We'll let you get out of here and let you thank some people and some sponsors as well.
Cheers, Brett. Massive thanks to the guys at Slick Sims or whatever else that helps out. Colton, Hayden for racing tonight, and JD for watching and giving us a spot where he is free, and much appreciated.
All right, there we go. Joel Berkeley there, home in first place tonight. We'll chat to the driver that comes home second place tonight, driving the number 21S for United Sim Sports. It's Mr. Bradley Oldfield. First of all, Bradley, congrats, and apparently you're a hero to BJ Jordan, which, again, wasn't setting the bar and standards too high, Bradley.
I just thank all my fans. I got heaps. I'm just kidding. But,
I'm going to tell you to pull your head out of your own ear if you keep going.
I just got to really thank my team. I had Travis spot me again. He's always been my spotter. He's obviously really good at it. He can always direct me to a good result. I felt comfortable. I felt like 2 weeks in a row now. I felt like I've had a winning car, but just Joel was that much better.
Well, you talk about your spotter. Are you using Trav because you don't have your number 1 spotter there? He's been summoned to the booth?
Oh yeah, of course.
yeah, you can really hear it in your voice. But hey, look, this track was destined to be black slick. From the get go, we always intended to set your car up and do what you do best and run the bottom.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think I've ever run anything different. Every time I do, I don't have a good result, so there's no reason to stray away from it. But I was just trying some stuff, and it turns out it worked, so that's good.
Well, congratulations on this second place run here tonight at USA. We'll let you get out of here, and no doubt you got some people to thank and some sponsors.
Yeah, of course, as I mentioned, Trav before, just Valvoline, Too Easy Financed, West End Mazda, Parramatta Isuzu, and Ultimate Dirt TV for putting on the stream.
All right, there we go. Bradley Oldfield there, home in second spot, home in third spot tonight. Well, what do you want to be nicknamed tonight? We've got a few for you. The Wall, Butcher, Dentist. You take your pick.
I'll have neither. That's an option.
Well, I gave you 3, so...
Oh,
You gotta pick one.
go dentist.
Okay. All right, here we go. Ready to pull some teeth out. Just listen to a Harry Stewart interview. Hey, heck of a drive from you tonight in that 11 machine. You got up to second there at one stage, and then you chopped your teammate off down into, I think it was turn number 1, and then you went back to the top side, and he got by you.
Yeah, I told Brad I was going to the bottom in that corner. So, yeah, then I told him I was going to the top. So, sort of, not really let him have it. He was a lot faster than me tonight. So, yeah. Shush.
How much did that mirror get used tonight? Because on a track like this, you probably have to use it at some stage, to stop these guys, getting those runs and try and break up that momentum.
It was mainly just on the starts on the first corner. I didn't really use it at all at the end. We sort of all spread out a bit. I did see Michael Sellers starting to catch me on the top, so I got a bit worried, but then the race ended, so yep.
You wonder why we call them the dentist, folks. Anyhow, Harry, congratulations on the third place
All
run.
teeth there.
I told you, Rusty, I don't lie about these things. Harry, you're a butcher early on today by giving me and Jordan the stiff arm. We'll let you thank some sponsors and some people as well.
Yep, everyone at MSL for putting it on, you for broadcasting, Valvoline, Too Easy Finance, Western Mazda, Parramatta, Isuzu Ute, and Ultimate Dirt TV.
All right, there we go. I was just trying to think to make sure he said them all, but all righty, that'll wrap us up. Round number 4 here at USA. It's been a pleasure having you in the booth once again, and it's certainly helped keep somewhat of a sanity, especially at a track like this. But at the end of the night, a very slick racetrack top to bottom, and congratulations must go to Joel Berkeley.
Absolutely, and I'm sure he's probably on the infield right now, standing on top of his midget, waving that flag.
Jumping up and down like a little schoolgirl.
That's right.
Just like he won an Australian title.
Just like he won the Australian title only a few short years ago. But, Brett, good racing tonight. Congratulations to the top 3, and thank you very much for having me back in the booth again. And I'm sure I'll be back next week for all the shenanigans here on Ultimate Dirt TV.
Well, you told me you were drinking tonight, and I got a little bit worried. But I can say you upped yourself from last week.
Oh, thank you. I tried my hardest.
All right, of course, we'll give a shout out to, of course, Midget Super League, admin, race control, whether they're doing points or anything. Whether there's a lot of people that step up behind the scenes to make all this possible. So we thank those guys for continuing to put on, probably the best show here on the iRacing.com service. And of course, want to thank, of course, Rush Sim Racing, Cush Clothing Clo, and of course 87 Creative as well for their support here with the Midget Super League. And of course we'll give a shout out to, of course, Wicked Cushion and World of Thunder iRacing League tomorrow for the Australians, tonight for the Americans, because I know it's 7:41 over on the eastern side of things, so they're just waking up and not sure what they're doing up this time of morning, but you can't go anywhere, so if you're going to go to work, be safe. If you don't, well, tune in tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern. It is the National Sprint Car Hall of Fame and Museum 305 Sprint Cars presented by Tim Sims Dirt Track Simulators and presented by Dirty Old Bastards 305 Sprint Cars. Hey, Ricey, guess where we're at?
What?
Guess where I'm at tomorrow for the 305s?
USA?
Unfortunately. Anyhow, that'll wrap us up, and until next time, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the team here tonight, on behalf of James Rice and myself, Brett Wheeler, and the entire management behind the scenes, we say farewell and good night.